This is Concrete TV. Concrete TV.
Shout out to Concrete Magazine, man. It's the only magazine I pick up and personally read myself. So shout out to Concrete Magazine, man. Keep doing your shit. So I'm Syk Sense, spelled S-Y-K-S-E-N-S-E. Born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. A rundown on the things I've done. I've worked with Drake, Kelly Rowland, so many people. I hate me all at the same time. Jamie Foxx, freaking Travis Scott, Rich Homie Quan, Young Thug. I mean, the list goes on. And that's pretty much it, man. My sound is unexplainable to me. Like I've never been able to put like a certain type of sound on my shit. Simply because the way I make my shit, you know, I go off of like the smallest of sounds, you know, like the smallest of a loop or whatever can inspire me to do whatever. I don't know how to explain my shit. I would say unorthodox.
Okay.
Listening to Corny Cash, Pistol, I had all those CDs. 3-6 Mafia, heavily. No Limit, of course. Everybody was on the No Limit wave. And just locking myself in a room and just figuring shit out. So growing up here in Nashville, just seeing all the music around me, hearing that about country music and stuff, and just listening to music through my family, it all inspired me to be who I am today. So,
how long?
As a kid, it's one of my personal stories. As a kid, I would always like hear music and hear beats, and like I was just drawn to it, just naturally. Like I didn't care about the lyrics until I could really just understand what they were saying. But even listening to like the freaking 3-6 Mafia, I was just like, damn, that production is crazy. And then eventually, like, I started seeing a couple little programs come out, so I was like, you know what? I could do this. I feel like I can come up with stuff. And before that, I would, my granddad, he always would have like keyboards and stuff around the house. Like if you go there today, you'll see about 10 keyboards just laid out. I would like make up little sequences on there, and that wasn't like making beats in them, but it was just my creation. Yeah. It's like I just wanted to make new sound. And like back then, he would call it noise. Like that boy's making noise again on that keyboard. It was crazy. Of course, early on, Kanye, Timbo, Dilla, of course, unknowingly Dilla. Like I would just hear his shit, and I was like, damn. Then once I figured out who it was, I went back and heard more shit. I was like, he did that? Dilla, heavily. Who else, man? Shit, so many. I would say primarily though, like Neptunes, Timbo, those guys. Like, what's got me to these places with these people are my relationships. You have to build solid relationships with people that you really fuck with. And it's as simple as that. Like my relationship with Boy Wonder took me to the next level. And it wasn't all peaches and cream. Like, I was signed to him for like 2-3 years before I even got one record to Drake. So it was just my persistence with that relationship, like making sure everything was cool with the kids. He calls me the same way. You know, we just had that type of bond where I know if I send him some shit, he gonna play it. So you gotta make sure you have those relationships. And like, even if you don't, like, put yourself out there. You have to be heard. Like, I put myself on a platform to be heard by him. And at first I was scared to get in that battle. I didn't want to battle nobody because I was like, man, I don't think my beats are up there. But I got up there, played my shit. I ended up losing, but I got that relationship with Boy Wonder because he heard something. So don't be afraid to play your shit. Like get up there, shine, and just continue to grind. Like continue to make music. Don't ever quit. That's what's worked for me.
Okay. Well,
I was in the studio working with my homie DJ Fu. He was going through some samples on his computer, And like the version that we made ain't the version that's on the album, but it had like I don't know if you guys are familiar with it was something from Ice Cube. It was a skit on the beginning of one of his videos talking where a cop was like beating up this dude. He was like, I'm gonna treat you like a king. What king? Like Rodney King, like Martin Luther King, like all the kings from Africa. Then the beat just dropped. So we made that part or whatever, and that's really what inspired the whole beat, just that little clip. Because once I heard that, I was like, oh shit. I found another little sample, put the shit together, and then I actually sent it off to my homie OZ. He stays in Switzerland. He has a really close relationship with Meek. And we made actually like Backyard with Travis Scott. I don't know if you're familiar with that, together. And like he sent it straight to Meek. Like we didn't even send it to no other artists. Meek picked them up instant. And like at first, damn, he was trying to get like, I think Jay on it. But it didn't work out. Ross, I fuck with Ross on it though.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So I mean,
right now we're like in like the prime of one of my favorite records, Know Yourself. And like I see people on Instagram all the time tagging it. I see people on Twitter always talking about it. So what I'll do is I'll just look it up and I see the videos that they post while they're watching him perform. They turn around, look at the crowd, the whole crowd is just pulsating, just jumping. And I'm like, every time I see that shit, it feels like I'm there. My heart just started racing, like, fuck, that's my beat in the background for real. And it's almost like a dream, and then you're like, damn, this shit is real. Like, I made that shit in my kitchen, and now he's in London at Wireless, just, the whole fucking crowd is just going crazy to my production. But that feeling, dog, it's almost like a tear-jerking thing. You know what I mean? Like, you just think where you come from and the places that your music go and the people that it touch. And the feeling is why we do it. Like, fuck, that's where I'm just gonna continue to grow and do better things than that. Lord willing, I hope I can. But
well, I mean, man, you've been working in Atlanta and LA. You said you're from.
Right now, I feel like you would. I mean, it's a lot of guys that would disagree with me. The way Atlanta creates and the way Nashville creates, two different things. Like, for instance, in Nashville, say you want to get some studio time. You have to call somebody that knows somebody or call one of these studios, book an 8-hour block or 12-hour block, and you're automatically on like the time frame, like, oh, I only got this much time to make whatever I'm gonna make. We're slowly starting to change that too. Underground studios is certainly coming up. We're trying to make it different where you don't have to worry about paying the producer for the beat up front or paying for your studio time. You just go in and create. That's the difference. Atlanta, when I walk in the studio, there's no telling who's going to be in there. Or when I'm in there, there's no telling who's going to walk in because they're not thinking, oh, I got to pay for time. They're just out working and just connecting with people, going to fuck with their homie over here. But when they come peek their head in and hear what's going on, they're like, oh shit, let me come on in here. And that's how a lot of my shits work too. I got a placement with DJ Drama just off of that. Just off the strength of just being there and just in the environment with it. Like I was saying before, the difference is Atlanta is less structured. They're more like on create and respecting the art. Nashville, we have the talent, we have everything, all the resources that they have. We just don't have that same mindset where let's create. Everybody's thinking, hey, I need my money up front, or we need this, we gotta do that. We gotta change it up.
For real. So
it falls back to energy, relationships. Like, I gotta be able to rock with you. Like, so many guys have hit me up, come throwing money at me, but I kind of like, I can't even fuck with them because you really can't fuck with everybody you want. But it's a timing thing. Like, it gotta be a certain situation or a certain person that puts me on, or I don't know. I just gotta be in the right mood. That's how everybody is. Like, you don't want nobody walking up to you while you're out with your kids, you know? Like, I don't want to be thrown off my balance or throw anybody else off their balance when I'm trying to approach them. But when I'm working with a certain artist, man, it's just, most of the time, lately, it's just been off of my current relationships and people that I know, like, yo, fuck with them. And then they say, hey, fuck with them. And then they say, oh, and then just, and so on and so on.
okay.
This, like, a lot of times when guys come at me, the local guys come at me trying to get beats, they'll do a project and they'll only do 15, 16 songs. And that it falls back to that same thing where they're like, oh, I gotta pay for my beats or pay for this, so they don't have the resources to do 100 songs on 100 beats like Beyonce do, or like you know, Jay-Z or whoever. Like the way the major guys create, they have all the beats there. They don't have to worry about paying nobody for them right now because they know they're gonna work it out in the end. They just create, have 100 songs, and they'll pick 15, 20 songs out of that, and that will be their album or however they do it. But that's it, man. Like, you have to put yourself in a good state of mind where you can just create. That's how I do for my production. Like, I got little toys and stuff, little candles and stuff set up around my little spot. Right. Like, my team is right now. Before, a couple years ago, I was just out here by myself, just like everybody else be. But you got to think, number one, lawyer is probably your most important thing that you have to get in this industry, because everybody's out to try to get for themselves, you know what I mean? So your lawyer is your protector. Your manager is your good and bad guy at the same time. Like, he's the one that's gonna put a value in your shit and go get the money. So you gotta have lawyer and manager in check. Your team it gotta be right, man. Like, you can't do it all on your own. Certain people won't even talk to you if you don't have a manager or a lawyer. Like, I couldn't even talk to certain people to even get to Drake if I didn't have my lawyer and my manager to do that shit for me. But yeah, man, like, just, you gotta have your team in order. Find a manager, find an entertainment lawyer, not just a regular lawyer, entertainment lawyer, and just make sure they believe in your shit like you believe in your shit. Because that's how my shit was set up, and that's how it's working for me.
Okay. So
niggas are just as talented as me. It's just you gotta put yourself in the right place to be heard by the right people. And I mean, we hear that shit all the time, but you, like, for the longest, I didn't act on it. You know what I mean? That's why I said I've been producing for 15 years. If I'd have, like, been out and just, you know, been pushing my shit like I've been doing for the past year, then, you know, I could have progressed a bit earlier. But, like, you sitting at home in your studio, sending stuff over the internet, those people, they're not, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're not listening to you. They're not going to hear you. Like, they're not going to press play off somebody that they, you know, that just hits them up on Twitter like, hey, listen to my shit. Like, it has to be somebody like, yo, check this dude out. Or, you know, you have to just have that relationship with whoever you're trying to place to. But producers out of Nashville, man, like, they feel like they have to make it from Nashville. And that's all cool. Like, you can do that. I know it's possible, but when I go and somebody asks me where I'm from while I'm in LA, I say Nashville. I'm representing my city from afar. I'm like an outside sales rep or whatever. But like, and I'm bringing that Nashville sound. So, like, you just gotta get out, man. Don't be afraid to leave the nest and go get it and bring the shit back. Cause when I come home to stay, I'm bringing Grammys, platinum plaques, all that shit. And then, you know, we'll see where we go from there. But you just gotta get out, man. Like, just, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what to say for that shit.
it's bigger than that.
It is. It's way bigger. Like, fuck, man. So many people I have missed and not met just off the strength of just being in Atlanta and LA. You know, like, fucking somebody connected me with Nick Jonas. I was on the phone with Nick Jonas just off the strength of being in LA and being able to mix energy and actually have a conversation with certain people. And they fuck with me, you know what I mean? So they're like, man, I want to connect you with, you know, it just falls back to that relationship shit.
That's it.
And when you're a good dude, you know, shit just works out for you. You can't be out here thinking that you're the best or out here thinking that, you know, your first beat that you sent out is gonna place. Like, it takes patience and just, you have to just be willing to grow, willing to learn from everybody. So that's my shit.
Has there been?
Be out here, put yourself out there, get heard. Don't be afraid to. Like, a lot of us producers, even myself today, I'd be afraid to press play on certain beats because I don't think it's good enough to play all your shit because somebody's gonna like, not everything, but somebody's gonna like something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I got one last question, man. If you could go back in time and give yourself some advice, what would you tell yourself?
Well, don't be afraid. That's why I was so scared at first. When I first started producing and shit, I was so afraid to put my shit out there and get rejected that I didn't even do it. So once I started just pushing shit out there and sending it to different people, they started fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like, they were telling me where I was production-wise, because, like, for the first couple of years, like, I didn't get no placements and shit when I was, you know, building these relationships and fucking with these people that I fuck with now. Like, my shit had to grow, and I knew that, like, I could have been like, man, they're not listening to my shit or whatever, fuck them, you know, some crazy shit. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna be patient. I got the one that's coming, I'm gonna keep sending, I'm gonna keep building my sound, and just getting better, and it's gonna work out, and it did.
That's what's up. All right, man. Good.
Oh, you good now?
Let's get a drop real quick.
For sure.
You want to get a little bit closer for the drop?
Yeah.